All right, so go ahead and click on 1024. So this is going to be getting into more of the negatives of globalization. And so one is worker exploitation. So these traditionally poor countries, they don't really have a great way to generate economic growth. All of a sudden, rich countries start saying, hey, you should make all of our stuff for us, or lots of our stuff for us. And so they do. People start to work in these places, factories start to be built here. But the issue is that these aren't always great conditions to work in. They could be taken advantage of with low pay. They could not be paid for their work. The working conditions could be dangerous, right? So a factory could collapse, or there's too much smoke, or it's too hot. Maybe the work times, are too much. So you have to sleep in a dorm with everybody that you work with, and you work 50 hours a week, or you work 6 days a week, which is like really intense, instead of getting the benefits, like the worker benefits that we have, which is that if you work more than 40 hours a week, you have to get paid overtime for that. So there's considerations like that. Go ahead, click on 1025 next. Okay, so migration, this is another issue. So let's say that you are living rurally, living in the country, in a developing country, a country that's very poor. The factory opens up. Well, this factory is going to pay you 3 to 4 times what you could make doing anything else in your small little village. But here's the thing, the factory is 6 hours away. Well, you're going to have to actually move to the city where that factory is. That's called migration. That's where you physically have to move yourself in order to take advantage of different economic activities. That has some positives, right? You get to see a new part of the world, but it also has a lot of negatives. You have to separate from your family. It disjoints the way people interact in the world. Definitely a lot of negatives that come with migration. This should read there. But basically, it's the idea that you have to move in order to get access to a job. As opposed to, and just to be clear, you could call moving to Sacramento from Oakland migration to get a job, but we generally don't call, if you're just moving within the state, that's not really migration. If you move to New York, maybe, but also migration refers to large trends, not just one person's experience. All right, 1026 has to do with competition for natural resources. Just remember your supply and demand graph. Supply, demand, right? If demand for these new resources and these new products is going up, but supply isn't going up, so demand for resources like metals, food, gas, electricity, if demand is going up as these developing countries start getting more and more demand, or start wanting more of these things, price is going to go up, and that's going to create competition that didn't exist there before. So this page, image 1026, I forget the page number, 699, is going to be about that. So image 1027, don't worry about it. You can just skip it. This is page 700. It is interesting, but it's not essential. It's about climate change and different approaches there. We're definitely going to get to climate change in this unit, but not quite yet. And then go ahead and click on the last one, which is going to be 1028. And then I just want you to read this section here. Again, sorry, I had a slant. This is about multinationals. Okay, what's a multinational? Multinational is a company that's based in one country, but does business all over the planet. Okay, so let's say Apple Computer. Apple Computer is like textbook multinational. Based in Cupertino in California. They make basically everything in China, but then they don't just sell it in the United States and China. They sell it all across the planet. That's what makes it a multinational. They do their sales everywhere across the planet, while just being based mainly in one country. Okay, so you go ahead, click on the globalization module. Take your notes right here, and then go ahead and answer the questions down here. Call me if you need any help. Thanks. Bye.